Modern society perpetuates promiscuity as a norm. You'll find it in every nook and cranny in today's world. Men are deceived into believing that the vile media is a perfectly fine daily ritual, a healthy practice, with absolutely no mention of its severe mental repercussions. Don't mistake it. The negative impacts are way too many to count with your fingers. There's a glaring educational gap regarding the myriad side effects stemming from these addictions and overindulgences in pleasure. That's why the trait and skill that's become a necessity for men today is sensual discipline. That's the wisdom I'm going to be giving you today, opening your eyes to a reality that has shifted the lives of many weak men, turning them into high-value individuals. It all starts from sensual discipline, the life-altering force. Sensual discipline transcends what normally goes around as nofap. It embodies a man who completely avoids erotic content, steering clear of any random sensual engagements. Navigating this is tricky, especially within the self-improvement circles like the red pill community, where the focus is mostly on accumulating a higher body count and engaging in as many hookups as possible. The reason for that is simple. They think they are high value, but they aren't even close to it. A high-value man does not go sleeping around like, you know what I'm talking about. If a man isn't high value, so isn't the woman he's going to be with. All these red pillars, they all falter in exercising true sensual discipline, succumbing to any woman willing to engage with them, irrespective of even if there's a genuine connection in the first place. They think they are liberated, but they are actually still slaves to their carnal temptations, like cavemen of the archaic times. It's not the showing of a high-value trait. Cultivating sensual discipline requires a conscious decision, one which you don't take breaks from. It becomes who you are. To acquire the discipline, the key is in abstaining from casual hookups with low-value partners, avoiding obscenities, and steering clear of lustful conversations. To the weak-minded, these actions seem excessive, but they go around and relapse every time they try to quit their gnarly addiction. If you're bringing your mind close to that realm, if you're edging it subconsciously, you run a major risk of succumbing to those temptations when they arise. With sensual discipline, it's all about mastery, directing desires rather than letting them control you. While I mentioned casual hookups as a no-go, for most men statistically, this will primarily involve practicing seed retention. Many men find themselves in a state with no intimacy whatsoever. Allow me to explain the benefits of embracing sensual discipline. I'll give my own example. While I was only starting out with building up discipline, it was a struggle to not succumb to my desires. It felt like those urges wouldn't ever go away. But then, I set a rule for myself. Every time I had an urge to overstep the boundaries I set for myself, I'd have to do 25 push-ups on the spot. No excuses and no failures. Now, that number may differ depending on how many push-ups it takes to challenge yourself, but the gist of it is, your mind has to know the path it can't tread. When it brings up a weak thought, you've got to whiplash it to ensure the chances of it occurring again in the future are minimal. This idea is from David Goggins. If you don't know him, he's all about mental strength and pushing hard to get what you want. No settling for mediocrity. Now Goggins runs from 50 to 100 or 200 miles every day. You heard that right, every day. One time, he was on a trip, and the gym he had access to, they had a cardio machine which was a massive pain in the back to work with. 8 minutes into the session, his mind goes like, you know what? Let's just skip this today. It isn't really serving me. That's when a switch flipped in his brain. He goes like, just because my mind had that weak thought, we're going to be here for a while. He ended up doing the machine for 2 hours and 45 minutes. He's a human too, just like you. Don't mistake it. The only difference is, he knows that his thoughts aren't his subconscious. Your subconscious actually has control over the thoughts which occur in your mind. So, if there's a thought you know you want eradicated from your system, you have the power to do so, only if you realize it. I cut out smoking, all sorts of junk food, whatever caused harm to my body. It takes a few small steps to start, and once you get in the momentum, it's easier to build on and on until you successfully gain total organization. The benefits start with unlocking an abundance of energy and focus. By abstaining from consistent jerking off or meaningless hookups, you cease being sedated. Your primal drive amplifies, and you learn to harness this sensual energy, channeling it into your work, gym, and creativity. This mental shift also brings about a massive physical boost. No longer subjecting yourself to hour-long dopamine releases or experiencing spikes in prolactin post-nutting, your brain's dopamine baseline rises. This elevates your default level of drive and motivation, leading to a significant increase in confidence. Brothers, conquering a part of yourself is an incomparable, monumental win. It strengthens your self-image and raises your identity to the next level. Your newfound energy, focus, and drive, coupled with the enhanced confidence, pave the way for success in every endeavor you partake in, whether it's fitness, business, or relationships. And it's all thanks to the cultivation of sensual discipline. In terms of attracting women, or should I clarify, high-value women, discipline, in general, is the most attractive trait to have. Whether you display it through your jaw-dropping new physique, your financial and career success, or your emotional maturity and stability, women perceive discipline as the golden egg. Most men out here, they're perfect examples of man-childs, who don't orient their priorities even in their late 20s or 30s. The consequences of their rash decisions actually start to surface sooner than later, and this makes them even weaker draws for high-value women. A man displaying sensual discipline emanates from a place of abundance, contrasting sharply with a desperate, overly thirsty demeanor stemming from scarcity. In the nofap and seed retention community, many vouch for the noticeable aura that accompanies a consistent streak, engaging in more eye contact and displaying confidence, which contributes to an undeniable attraction factor. The truth is, gaining the trait of sensual discipline transforms you into a better version of yourself. By default, you attract better women, better opportunities, and a better life in the long run. The catch is, to achieve your grand goals and the extraordinary life you desire, you must become the person capable of realizing those dreams. Sensual discipline. It's a transformative journey of self-mastery, which only those who dare to be something different, something great, dare to be on. I hope you found value in today's video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.